Yuma, the Aqua TK, followed by Felicity Sean, the Norwegian Fjord. That's Bluegrass of Chickadee, the Chickadee Pony. And last in the arena is our American quarter horse, Heinz Loaded Spinner. Now you may not know this, but the Kentucky Horse Park is one of the only places in the world that combines so many different breeds in one facility. We have over 40 different breeds of horses here on display at the horse park. Because of that, we wanted to give you the chance to see these horses working in the ring together, and we're going to tell you a little bit about each one. The first horse we'd like to tell you about today is our American quarter horse, Heinz Loaded Spinner. Heinz Loaded Spinner is here courtesy of Anna Johnson of Nicholasville, Kentucky, and being ridden today by our All-American cowgirl, Maria. Now this is a true All-American breed, the breed of horse that made the cowboy famous, or vice versa. But it's the history that starts well before the legends of the Old West. In 1757, to Jamestown, Virginia, from England, there came a thoroughbred stallion called Janus. Janus was crossed with local mares of Choctaw, Chickasaw, and Spanish bar bloodlines. The offspring was a heavily muscled, highly intelligent, and could sprint for 440 yards, or 1/4 mile, faster than any other breed of horse seen before. The original name for this new line was the quarter-miler horse. In colonial America, the quarter-miler horse was seen everywhere, from pulling the plow to pulling the doctor's buggy. As our great nation moved westward, we began working large herds of cattle. The quarter-miler horse displayed an almost uncanny herding instinct. That herding instinct, coupled with its burst of speed and agility on stops, starts, and turns, quickly made this the #1 cattle-working breed in the nation. Today, in the eastern portion of the United States, large farms and ranches are pretty much gone, so you'll find the American quarter horse displayed in western pleasure, Chimicahana, hunting, jumping, dressage, and polo, and ponying some of the nation's finest thoroughbreds to the starting gate on our famous racetracks. In the western portion of the nation, however, a 10,000-acre ranch is still considered mighty small. And the most highly prized tool of an actual working American cowboy or cowgirl is still the American quarter horse. Ladies and gentlemen, a true American classic, which has become the world's most popular breed with over 5 million horses registered in 15 countries around the globe. This is Heinz Loaded Spinner, the American quarter horse. And next, we'd like to tell you about our little guy out there. That's Bluegrass of Chickadee, the Chickadee Pony. He's being ridden today by Madison and is here courtesy of Grandeur Arabian Farms of Citro, Florida. Youngsters from around the world have fallen in love with these horses because of Marguerite Henry's book, Misty of Chickadee. The Kentucky Horse Park is very proud to allow many of our visitors their first look at the real thing. How did the ponies end up on the islands of Assateague and Chickadee? One theory suggests that they swam ashore from a shipwrecked Spanish galleon in the 16th century. Another that they were turned out to graze by mainland farmers who wished to avoid fencing requirements and livestock tariffs. In spite of this mystery, we know that they quickly adapted to island life, and for the next 2 centuries evolved into hardy, pony-sized animals. The Chickadee is sturdy, intelligent, and willing, ideal for work or pleasure. During the 18th century, farmers began to select horses from the herd to be domesticated. Thinning the herd in this manner helped to control the equine population and prevented overgrazing on the island. In 1924, in order to purchase much-needed equipment, the Chickadee Volunteer Fire Department began the practice of swimming the herd across the channel from Assateague Island to Chickadee Island for auction. To this day, the horses are gathered on the traditional last Wednesday of July. At low tide, they make the 5 to 10 minute swim across the channel, and on Thursday, most of the horses are auctioned off. On Friday, the rest of the herd is returned to Assateague Island. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Bluegrass of Chickadee, the Chickadee Pony, with his rider, Madison. Next, we'd like to tell you about our Norwegian Fjord, Felicity Sean. He's here courtesy of Asbury University of Wilmore, Kentucky, and is being ridden today by Sarah. The fjord's history began when horses from Africa migrated to Spain, then to Northern Europe, and finally into Scandinavia. The color you see here is true to its ancestry, called dun. It ranges from light cream to dark gold, but always with that dark dorsal stripe extending from ears to tail. The mane and tail are bicolored, and you can see zebra stripes or front flags above the knee and hock area. When you talk to a fjord's owner, you will always hear these words: mild-mannered, calm, tolerant, predictable, gentle, and easy keepers. These horses thrive on hay and grass and are very disease-resistant. In Norway, the powerful fjord carries out every sort of work, taking the place of tractors on mountain farms. They will pull a plow, carry heavy packed loads across rivers along steep mountain trails, but here in America, they are equally at home. The fjords work well in riding and driving, and they have one other trait that makes them an excellent family horse: their size. They are large enough for a full-size adult, yet not so large to intimidate the youngest of riders. The remains of this oldest domesticated breeds have been found in Viking graves. They're reliable, easy keepers, and seldom afflicted with common equine illness. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Norwegian fjord, Felicity Sean, and his rider, Sarah. And finally, we're going to tell you about our rare and sensitive breed out there. This is Kuma, the Aqua-TK, being ridden today by Jessica. He is here courtesy of Allegra Steck of Buena Vista, Virginia. Throughout China's long and storied past, no animal has impacted its history as greatly as the horse. In Chinese history, you will find that during the Han Dynasty, Emperor Wu extended vast amounts of time, energy, and money to gather elite horses from the western land called Organya. The area once known as Organya is now known as Turkmenistan. In this isolated desert area bordering on the Iran and Caspian Sea, fresh grass is available only about 3 months of the year. The TK tribesmen had to develop their very own special needs of horse management. For centuries, the Aqua-TK horses were kept in small bands, tethered and blanketed at all times when not in use. They were fed a diet of pellets made of alfalfa, barley, and mutton fat. The diet produced a type of horse which could survive on very little food or water. The blanketing protected the horses from drastic temperature changes and helped keep the animals fit, and helped to enhance that natural metallic golden sheen, which is a genetic trait of the Aqua-TK. This care also produced a type of horse which even today becomes almost jealously devoted to one handler. The Aqua-TK is noted for sensitivity, beauty, and endurance beyond compare. Ladies and gentlemen, a breed whose history spans over 3,000 years. This is Kuma, the Aqua-TK, with his rider, Jessica. And let's keep that applause going for all